Folks at home, welcome back to the backyard ponds. And if you notice, it's plural now because if you missed the last video, we built our turtles their own backyard pond. We're going to be putting them in it here in just a few minutes, and this should be pretty cool because we hatched these turtles about a year ago and they've lived in an aquarium their entire lives. They've never felt the sunshine, got to swim around in a big pond, or felt the grass or anything like that. So it should be pretty cool. Let's just pick back up where we left off. Alright folks, back out here at the turtle pond where we left off, you can see I put a couple of mosquito fish down in there. Not sure if they'll survive with the turtles or not. We also got some blooms coming off those lilies. Everything's looking good here. The last thing we have to do before we put the turtles in, we got to reinforce this fence a little bit. We put a lot of thought into it. We didn't want to build this pond, put them outside, and then lose the turtles after just a week or so, because this fence, not only is it not very tall, it's just a little flimsy. So I went out and got some mesh fencing, got some posts that I'm going to drive into the ground, and it's still just going to be a 2-foot fence so we can step over it, but the turtles shouldn't be able to climb out of it. Alright, I got the fence laid out. It's going to be about roughly the same size as the other. Liz is over here. Her and Sarah are going to be building a little vegetable garden. I'm considering putting a little gate right here. Whenever she's out of town, I'll open it up and let these turtles come in and feast.
I heard that.
Uh-oh, boys.
No way.
Leave a comment down below if we should let the turtles feast. Alright, we just got the fence up. I had to rush things a little bit because we got some nasty thunderstorms rolling in. But as soon as they break, either this afternoon or the morning, turtles going in. Alrighty folks, it's finally time to put the turtles in the pond. But check this out. So I went to move the little moss hut, and what I call a murder hornet, it's really a cicada killer, has built a nest under there. I can't tell if it's in it right now, but folks, whenever you see one of these things, you'll be scared of it. It's about a 3-inch long hornet on steroids is what it looks like. Leave some tips down below if you know how to get rid of them. I just went and read that you could pour some boiling water, but you want to do it at night because that's usually the only time they use the nest. Alright, just brought them out. There's a good look at how much they've grown. Time to go to your new home. Probably gonna be a little shy at first until I step out of here, and then they'll probably all come out. And there they are. The life of a turtle, not a whole lot of excitement. But I do have some GoPros down there underwater, so whenever I may have to leave before they'll actually get out and start exploring, but I'll keep this camera right here set up on them, and we'll see what they think about their new turtle pond. And there we go. First action. Let's see how long it takes him to find the water. Nope, he's going for a hiding spot. And the next are on the move. Nobody's gotten in the turtle cave yet. To the fence. I guess I shouldn't have faced them all away from the pond. Go ahead and turn these others away. And so we got 2 of them hanging out by the log, and this one's cruising the fence line, just making sure I did a good job. And then these 2 are considering getting in the water. You know, it's crazy to think about it, but I hatched these turtles and they've been in a tank all their lives, and they've never actually gotten to get out and see a pond or feel the sunlight or grass or anything like that. So this is definitely a new experience for these little guys. He said, "Ooh, that pond looks nice." First one to go into the pond. And there he went. You got 3 of them hanging out right there up under the log. 4th one just sitting there on the rocks. Thinking about taking a swim. He's thinking about it. I'm about to do the turtle plunge. Bloop. And there we go. That's the 5th one. The last one has made it into the pond. So they're all down there. I'll let them get a little bit acclimated. Alright, now that they've been in there a couple hours, I'm going to feed them and see how they react. Definitely got all of their attention. And you can see in the bottom frame, the mosquito fish are starting to eat it. Now we got one crawling over the lily pads. Look at the shrimp sitting right in front of that turtle on the right's face. That is some self-discipline for him not to eat that. Oh, we got some movement. This one turtle is sticking his head through a hole in the lily pad. And now they started eating. Got him. And now he's sticking his head up through the hole again, and he sees that one last shrimp that's left up there on the lily pad. Alright, now it's time to talk about our boy Moby. So he is the last pet left in the house, and we had really good intentions of building a pond big enough for him and the turtles, but that is obviously getting postponed a little while. So I've been debating putting him in the pond with Bonnie and Clyde, but bass are really territorial, so if something were to happen to Bonnie or Clyde, I think we could move them out there, but I feel like 2 bass is just the max you can have for that pond. You could have other species of bluegills and catfish and things, but bass, they don't really want to be around others unless it's spawning season. So for now, he's going to stay in the 300-gallon aquarium, but we got good plans on getting him out of here shortly. So now that the sun's out, we're starting to see him come up on the logs and start basking. We got one up there that had a lily pad on his back, and the other one came along and helped him out. Oh, and now we've got one down in the bottom of the pond coming up on his log. And it looks like the smallest turtle, the runt, he's just going to hang out on the lily pads. But we're supposed to have some rain coming here shortly. I'm definitely interested to see how they react to that. It's really cool to see how they react out in their own natural habitat and how quickly they get back to all the things they do if they were living in a pond or a lake. So now we're starting to get a little bit of rain. This is definitely going to be interesting to see. They've never experienced rain. Alright folks, so we have just been pounded with rain over the past 2 weeks, and you can tell it's taking a toll. A lot of our plants are starting to fall over into the pond. Also, all that rain creates a lot of growth. You can see our waterfall's almost covered up for the first time ever. So we got to get in here and do a little maintenance. That's part of owning the pond, so let's do a quick before and after. This is what it looks like before. Now you can see how much different it looks. Got our waterfall back. We got a big pile of plants. Had to do some weed control. I left some of them. They're good for shade, and they're also good to give some of those smaller bait fish cover, but can't have them taken over. So one thing I considered doing was strapping the GoPro on them. I made that for our other turtle ranger and filming a day in the life of the new turtles in the pond, but I didn't want to do it on their first day just because there were so many new things going on. But leave a comment down below if you'd like to see me put the GoPro on one of them. Alright folks, that is going to wrap up this video. Leave a comment on what you would like to see next. Now that we got all the turtles back here in the backyard pond, we can either add some crawfish to this pond or go back to some fishing videos. Whatever you guys want to see, just leave that comment down below. Hope you all enjoyed this one, and we'll see you all next time.
Were pretty looking people, but I can tell you people, they were the devil's children.